What's going on, y'all? This is Francisco with Covenant Dispatch LLC, and welcome to my YouTube channel, y'all. Like I always say, if this is your first time viewing any of our content, consider hitting that subscribe button under this video. Maybe you want to wait till the video's over and see if you like this kind of content. Certainly check out our other content, but if you like it, hit that subscribe button under this video. Next to that, please hit that like button so that this video can reach a more broader audience and help those who are looking for this kind of information. And then lastly, hit that notification bell, y'all. We do a lot of sporadic YouTube lives and things like that. We do giveaways for some of our online trainings and things like that. So definitely hit that notification bell so that way you can get an alert for when we go live. So as you can see on the thumbnail and even the title of this video, guys, this isn't clickbait. That picture or photos or the photos that you see on the thumbnail were actually my previous truck that got messed up and destroyed, and I'll get into more detail about that in this video. But as you can see, we're going to talk about 3 mistakes that I made when I started my trucking business, and hopefully you can learn from them after you watch this video so that you don't make those same mistakes. They're very practical, very simple. I don't want this video to be super long. I could probably make a video about 10 mistakes I made, but I try to consolidate it within 3 points. So before I do that, guys, I did want to say we are offering, so like I said in the beginning, we have online trainings talking about dispatching. We have a freight dispatch blueprint package on our website. For those of you who have been subscribed to our channel for a little bit, you already know about that, but if you're new, you wouldn't know that. So we do consultations, we do online trainings to put all the information that you may be looking for into one package for a cost, an affordable price for you to learn the industry in the area of freight dispatching. Right now, we have a package deal that it's a one-time payment, and then there's $15 subsequent subscription payments that you pay every month to retain that access to the content on our course page. So right now we are actually offering a sale. So instead of the first one-time payment being $235 with the $15 subsequent monthly subscription payments, we're doing it for $100. So it's going to be, to access our freight dispatch blueprint package, it's just going to be $100 on the one-time payment plus the $15 subsequent payments you'll be paying per month to keep access to the content. And I did this for you guys who, I get people emailing me all the time. Hey, I'm looking forward to buying it in the future. Hey, I'm looking forward to joining your training in the program in the future. Right now, I don't have the finances. So I try my very best to make it not only affordable already, but even every once in a while doing things like this. So this is for you guys to take advantage of. It ends tomorrow, which is going to be Friday, February 2nd. At 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so certainly take advantage. This isn't a sales pitch, guys. This is genuinely to help you guys out. For those of you who are interested in starting an at-home freight dispatch company, if you don't, believe in our page or believe in the, content we put out, look at some of our old videos, look at some of our reviews on our course page, and make your own decision. But that's going to be available until tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, February 2nd. One-time payment of $100. You get access to our freight dispatch course, our general typical freight dispatch course, our carrier acquisition training where we talk about marketing, how to get carriers. You get access to a membership forum page where you're able to connect and network with like-minded people who are in the industry already, and you'll get access to our occasional webinars and workshops and things like that we do, where I myself do them along with some other folks who are going to be helping me. Anyways, guys, let's get right into the meat of this video. And don't mind that I'm holding this microphone. I typically have a mount. For most of my older videos, you'll be able to see that, but the mount got it messed up, so I wanted to add good quality and the sound for you guys, so that's why I'm holding this mic like I'm in an improv comedy show. But I did it for you guys just so the quality's good on the sound. So let's get right into this. 3 mistakes that I made when I jumped into the industry. So if you're someone interested in starting a trucking company, don't be discouraged. Of course, do your research and everything like that. Don't be discouraged by what people might be saying about the current market and stuff. Make sure you do your due diligence, though. Let's talk about the first point. We're going to go over 3. Point number 1, and I have my notes over here, so don't mind me looking off to the left, is the first mistake I made was I didn't do my proper due diligence on costs. Costs are everything in the industry of trucking. Every dollar counts in the trucking industry. So you want to make sure that you're doing your research on the industry. Pick a particular niche. Like if you want to get into box trucking, do your research on box trucking. If you want to buy a big rig, tandem axle, Cascadia Freightliner, and you want to haul, power only or haul flatbed, whatever, do your research on that particular niche, that particular market, so that you're prepared for when you get into it, right? Next thing is Make sure that you crunch your numbers. That's another mistake I made. I didn't fully crunch my numbers. Crunch your numbers. So figure out what's going to be your cost per mile. A typical big rig, your semi is pushing somewhere around 5 to 7 on the miles per gallon, depending, of course, if you're loaded or you're unloaded or whatever. But let's just say 5 to 7. Make sure that you're taking that into consideration. What are you paying per mile by figuring out what the mile per gallon is, and then also figuring out what the current diesel prices are. So crunch your numbers down so that you know what to make, so that your profit margin is good enough for you to make a profit, because you don't want to be working for free, right? I've caught myself, and I'll get into more detail about it quickly, but I've caught myself many times coming out of personal money to keep my business afloat because of not paying attention to those things, which I made a mistake, but hopefully you guys can learn from that by me sharing that. Number two mistake that I made. So the first one was I didn't do proper due diligence on expenses and costs. Number two, and this is probably one of the most but worst mistakes that I made. And many of you can attest to it if you're in another industry, because it's not just trucking, and you might have heard it been said before, but don't mix friendship with business. Don't mix even family with business. Of course, depending on who the person is and if you trust them, certainly go for it, but always be mindful and cautious when you're mixing friendship with business, because you don't want to be making any business decisions based off of emotion. And that's another thing that I had to learn. I actually, had friends and associates, people that I knew personally, sign on with me and drive the trucks that I had. And, as a result of that, that's what caused one of our trucks to be crashed, like you could see in the video. And I also put a picture up in here so you can see it up more close. This happened because I hired a friend of a friend who eventually caused this to happen. And, we ended up separating peaceably, and, there was a mutual understanding. Stuff like this happens. But this is why you don't mix friendship with business. So this particular mistake cost me well over $6,000 to fix. And so that goes to point number 1 too. You want to make sure you have money saved up for a rainy day in this industry. You even might want to take out a certain amount every week that'll be put towards maybe an escrow account, or maybe like a maintenance fund for moments like that where you might come across this, which I didn't do. So again, guys, learn from my mistakes. So that's number 2. Don't mix emotions with your business. Don't mix friendship and family with business. Make the right, even if you have to hire somebody off of Indeed or whatever, Facebook has an option where you can hire people. Just find the right candidate to help you out who's qualified in that area, and don't try to, don't make emotional decisions just because their family or their friends. Make the right decision for your business so that it can grow and it can thrive, right? So, what happened with me, and just to share a little bit of background of this particular topic, again, like I shared, I hired a friend of a friend. They were taking up a load, through New York, and went through an underpass and totally shaved, tuna can is what they call it. They tuna canned the top of the trailer. And again, it was an expensive fix. And again, really what I learned from that was just, you can't make emotional decisions. It sounded good. Everything was good. We worked it out. Everything looked, good. And it ultimately didn't work. And really, I should have known from the beginning. But hey, you learn. And this is why I'm making this video, to help you guys out. So number 3, and lastly, the last mistake that I made is I didn't capitalize or focus as closely as I should have on my bookkeeping. Guys, trucking, there are so many different variables when it comes to trucking, and expenses that you can get written off and all that stuff, right? I'm not a tax professional. I'm not a CPA, but you at least want to have a bookkeeping software. So I always recommend QuickBooks. It's widely known. It's a reputable company. It's a great software to be able to categorize your transactions, so that way you can give them over to your CPA, who will be able to do all the write-offs and stuff. You can do some of the minimal stuff, like maybe doing reconciliations, which is comparing your bank statements to the categorized transactions on your QuickBooks. Essentially what you do is you take your bank account, your business card, and you attach it to the QuickBooks. Every transaction that's made, it categorizes it on QuickBooks, again, so that you can give it to your whoever's doing your taxes. Find somebody who has experience in trucking. Don't just get any CPA. That's another mistake I made. I had this guy who was a CPA, but he said he knew a little bit about trucking, but he didn't know much. So you don't want to have to end up owing taxes at the end of the year. And, I learned by mistake a lot of those different things. You don't want to owe taxes. I got a letter in the mail saying I owed for certain things that I thought were taken care of. Find a CPA that knows what they're talking about and can give you the proper write-offs and deductions and all that good stuff, right? Don't try to do everything by yourself. And I'll even add that. That's not even on my notes, but don't try to do everything by yourself. Hire the right people for the right things so that you're not overwhelming yourself in your business. So, and lastly, pay your taxes. You want to pay your taxes in the trucking industry. You don't want to make those mistakes, and you want to make sure you're. And I'll even go ahead and add something else that I'm thinking about while I'm making this video, is make sure that you do everything by the books. There's a lot of trucking companies that, don't have ELDs, or they don't even abide by ELD regulations. Or HOS regulations. There's so many loopholes in trucking that you can get around. Don't do the loophole way. Do it the right way. Have integrity, and your business will do well. So if you're thinking about starting a trucking company, hopefully this helps you and also encourage you in the year 2024. Don't be discouraged by some of the news you might hear. There's tons of people still thriving out there in the industry. And again, hopefully you learned something. Treat your drivers well. That's something I'll also add into this video. When you do start a company and you begin to hire drivers, make sure you have a good vetting process. Vet your drivers well, make sure they have experience, but also make sure you treat them well, because the truck driver turnover rate in the United States is so high, it's ridiculous. I think it's like somewhere up in the 90s, like 85 to 90% of truck drivers who sign on with a company end up going to another company because the turnover rate's so high, because people act like truckers are just another number. But you got to treat them right. I actually had a great experience with one of my drivers. Unfortunately, I had to let him go just due to unfortunate circumstances, but I treated him well, right? I made sure he was good. I made sure that even if there was a loss, he never took a loss. So treat your truck drivers right, and that's the heartbeat of your company, right? If you're looking to sign on drivers with your company. So guys, again, I hope this video helped you out. Something that we just started offering is consultation for if you want to start a trucking company. I've been doing it just kind of on the side for a little bit, but we're going to actually add that as a service on our website. So if you go to our website, the link is in our description under this video. You'll be able to reach out to me or someone else that we'll pair you up with, who will be able to help you out in starting your trucking company in the year 2024. Guys, again, I hope this video helped you. For those of you who are interested in freight dispatching, starting a dispatch company from home, again, tomorrow, Friday, February 2nd, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our sale is going to end. We're right now it's at $100 for a one-time payment versus our $235 initial one-time payment. So you're saving $135, and you'll get access to all the content we have. Guys, I really, really appreciate you. We're pushing on 15,000 subscribers. By the time I make my next video, we should have 15,000 subscribers. So celebrate with me, especially if you've already been subscribed to this channel. Certainly put some ideas for future videos that you want to see. I did say that I was going to post a video every Friday, but I'm going to upload this Thursday just because I can't wait to put this out there for you guys. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps. Send it to somebody else that you know it might help. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.